One of the best farm strategy at the moment for those who don't have an extremely strong build. That's how I would classify this farming strategy that I did for 3 hours on 20 maps. I'll record it live for anyone who wants to watch, but today I'm going to tell you my opinion about this farming, what tips I have to improve even more, and most important, how much divines I got from out of this. Hello everyone, my name is Arcantos, and today I'm going to show you a Delirium strategy, which, believe it or not, with Incursion and Brech together. Delirium farming is nothing new to anyone, but I want to test it in this league because the prices of Delirium orbs are sky high. Because of the best farming strategy at the moment are around maps with 100% Delirium, and also the cost of clusters is very high. So there's a lot of demands for these two items that we are going to drop a lot in this farming. In the background you can see some gameplay footage. I believe with the loot too, this strategy I create only using 3 Scarabs. That's because at the time I didn't have access to the update Atlas yet, which I only got halfway through the farming, so I didn't want to change in halfway through. If you want to use 4 or even 5 Scarabs, this strategy will be even more better. However, this strategy can be a problem for you depending on your play style basically. I will show you my stash and I will explain how this strategy works and how to improve it based on my experience. I run this strategy on tier 14 maps, on a wide variety of maps because I want to find which one this strategy works the best. And you can bet that I discovered that and I will teach you. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. That way you can help this channel grow. Without further ado, let's go to the results. This first image you're seeing is the currency stash. As you can see, there are many things. I even got a divine orb, as well as several stacked decks and other more valuable currencies. Currently in Wealth Exile, this stash is valuable at 3.2 divines, but this is not even the main thing that we farm in this strategy. This stash that you're seeing here is the main one with this farming, lots and lots of cluster jewels of all sizes. Many of these clusters and the stash has the potential to be sold at least for more than 1 divine if you know the minimum how to craft them in the Orchcraft station. In Wealth Exile, this is saying that the stash is valuable at 4 divines, but in my opinion this is much higher than that, because the most valuable clusters you can easily sell for 1 divine. As I say, you need to have a little knowledge of crafting, but it's very simple basic stuff. And even the most usually clusters I think you can sell for a good price, maybe 5 chaos orb. I would say that you can make at least 10 to 14 divines in this stash here if you know how to sell them right. Another very valuable stash that I got during this farming is this one here. Since the Delirium orbs are very valuable, they alone are worth almost 2 divines. But overall, this stash is worth much more because I also generate some temples with locus of corruption. And of course, there are these essences here you can also get from the rewards on the Delirium. I also want to show this stash here, which is the one with the maps that I got. When I recorded this test, I already had 2 Void Stones, which helps get more high-level maps, but I also got a lot of unique maps and even a 217 map. This stash here is being valuable at 3.5 divines, but I think you can get even more if you sell the maps in bulk at a higher price than normal. This was the stash of the fragments. As you can see, there are many, although I managed to get a good amount of the mortal fragments, but I believe you could get a lot more Scarabs if you use the 3 with more points on Scarab generation. There's also this stash that I want to show you, lots and lots of jewel, some very valuable and most not so much. I know there are people who know how to craft this and make good money. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about them, but I know that a lot of people want to buy them in bulk in TFT, so it will be possible to make even more divines. And finally, we have this stash with flasks, tincture, some fracture items. Most of them are trash, but some are good. And there are also this chest with some uniques. Again, most of them are trash, but some I can make a good money selling. In total, these stashes are yielding 18 divines according to the Wealth Exile, but again, this value is much lower than normal because the clusters you can get way more than that. Since this farm gives a lot of clusters, it requires some work on your part to classify and price out these clusters. perhaps even how to craft something basic to get even more profit. It's certainly not ideal farm for many people, especially if you want something simpler as a result, as is the case with a harvest farmer, for example. Now, let's explain how this strategy works. Why do you use Incursion with Delirium? I discovered a really cool combo between these two mechanics. Basically, once inside the Incursion, the Delirium timer doesn't count. That's right. If you enter the Incursion with 4 seconds left and you spend 2 minutes inside the Incursion, when you leave, you still have 4 seconds left. In fact, you won't even have it anymore because the enemies you defeat inside the Incursion added to Delirium timer. So every time you enter the Incursion, you are earning extra Delirium rewards, you are increasing your time, and it's not that difficult. As for the breach, for example, besides being very difficult, sometimes you will die. Most of the times only spawn 1 or 2 portals, and if you kill a lot of enemies, you will still be running out of the Delirium time sometimes. In my opinion, both mechanics are good along with Delirium, but what increases the efficiency of the strategy most is not these two mechanics, but the map selection. I play on several maps to see which one are the best. The smaller maps are much better. The ones I enjoy playing the most are Ashes Field, Coves, and Glacier. These maps are good because of the layout. You enter and you find Alpha all close together of each one. You can easily reach the boss and defeat them. It makes all the difference. This farm, you want to defeat the boss last because when you defeat the boss, your rewards go up a level. So you want to reach level 7 or 8 and then go to kill the boss. If you want to get the best result possible, don't underestimate the maps you are going to play. I recommend you use the Delirium Scarab of Mania and as many Delirium Scarab of Paranoia as you can. You can also use 2 Scarab of Mania, but that will make the map very difficult, so it depends on your build, how strong you are. In the device atlas, you don't need to select anything, so it's free, but if you want, you can select breaches, but I don't think you need. Usually you don't have enough time to do everything before the delirium time runs out. About the atlas tree, I will leave in the description. There's a lot of options, you can choose whatever you like the most. And that was the video. If you have any more questions or suggestions, let me know in the comments and I try to answer them. Thanks everyone for watching, and I see you next time.